Welcome to the latest edition of Sailing Noosa. In this video we travelled further south along the outer Great Barrier Reef and got incredibly lucky finding a series of sea caves and underwater tunnels. We then went further south again down the John Brewer Reef and dived the Museum of Underwater Art. Even though we do see a lot of dolphins in our travels, we never take it for granted and we never really seem to get tired of seeing them. This is a drone shot of the reef where we found the sea caves and tunnels. It was just by pure luck that I found these caves, and I just seen a couple of cracks and some holes in the reef and jumped in, and wow, yeah, no, I got really excited then and we raced back, couldn't wait to get back to with dive gear.
Have fun!
We spent 3 days diving these caves and tunnels and we didn't really get them all, I don't think. It was a bit of a surprise to get them at all. We'd never heard about them. We just got lucky that they were there, and it did give us a good variation to the diving that we'd been doing. Lisa got excited about the light coming through the gaps in the reef and the holes in the reef, and yeah, as you can see, she got some fantastic photos. I purposely turned off the torches for this bit of footage, and we just thought it might accentuate the light shining through the reef. As a rule, we don't dive recognised dive sites and we don't have a guidebook. We pretty much just look at Overtel and the charts, and that's how we decide where we're going to dive. And well, the good thing about that is you never really know what or who's around the next corner. We hadn't heard a great deal about the Museum of Underwater Art, but we were keen to dive it and we tried to get it on the way up, but the weather wasn't great, so we thought we'd just get it on the way back. And as you can see, the visibility wasn't fantastic, but it was still an interesting dive, and we dived it 3 times and yeah, it definitely kept us amused. The fish life is getting there and the coral's starting, so I think in a few years' time it'll be fantastic. Thanks very much for taking the time to watch this edition of Sailing Noosa. In the next video we go over to Townsville, hire a car, drive down to Ayr and dive the SS Yongala, which is an old steamship that sunk in 1911. It was en route from Melbourne to Cairns at the time when it got into a cyclone and ran into a bit of trouble. It's a pretty big ship. It's around that 107 metre mark, and the fish life was fantastic.